Let's talk Liverpool. The Reds are set to be without Alexander Isak for months after he underwent surgery on a fractured fibula yesterday. They're already missing Mo Salah, obviously, who scored the winner yesterday representing Egypt at AFCON. Rory Jennings was in drive yesterday and has the perfect solution to keep Liverpool's title hopes alive.
Disastrous news for Alexander Isak. You've got to pity him and everybody associated with Liverpool. Ekitike scoring goals for fun. Florian Wirtz finding his rhythm a touch. Liverpool have won, their last 2 Premier League games. Their next run of fixtures, it goes Wolverhampton Wanderers at Anfield. It goes Leeds United at Anfield. Fulham away before they play Arsenal. If those games, Wolves, Leeds and Fulham, goes as you expect, they will have won 5 in a row. If they were to bring in Semenyo over Christmas, or when the window opens in the new year, they bring Semenyo straight in and they get him in the first team. Is it impossible for Liverpool to retain a Premier League title? Like, totally impossible. They'll be, 8 points behind Arsenal going into a game against them, beat them. Obviously, that's asking a lot. But I think if they bring Semenyo in, I know it's a long shot and it's incredibly unlikely and it's probably beyond them. But I think they can dream if they bring in a player like Antoine Semenyo.
Where are you with that?
Well, certainly it'd be a massive addition to Liverpool, Semenyo.
Right.
I think it's 65 million, isn't he? His release clause.
Here's my question to you right now, because I know where I'm on it, but I want to hear your answer first.
All right.
Who's more important to Liverpool right now, Semenyo or Marc Guéhi?
I would probably go Guéhi.
So would I.
Yeah. But I don't think Guéhi would go. I don't think that...
why would you?
If I'm Guéhi, I'm his agent, I'm saying to him, look, just see. Look, Palace are going well as well. I mean, he could be in there. He could get them into the Champions League. They're fourth in the league at the ball. Sorry, no, they've dropped down a bit down to 8th.
But they've been great.
But they've been absolutely.
I take your point.
3 points off 4th place.
But listen, right. The only reason, right, I think that Marc Guéhi leaves in the window is because he wants to get Crystal Palace a few quid. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Because why would you?
Yeah.
Unless, or there might be another option. Maybe he thinks if he goes to Liverpool, he's got a chance of winning a title this season. Right.
How will Glasner think about that? Because he's now, he wants to try and do the best he can for Crystal Palace. He wants to try and get him into Europe next year. With Guéhi to the end of the season, they might have a massive opportunity to get into Europe.
Well, they've got a far better
3 points off 4th place.
They've got a far better chance.
Of course. So if you look at the bigger picture...
They play Richard Lacroix and Guéhi in that 3, right? And
what would you get for Guéhi now? What would Liverpool pay Crystal Palace with 6 months left of his contract? How much would he pay?
That's a brilliant question.
What would he be worth? And what would Palace want? 30 million?
Aye. I don't think...
It's got to be that, isn't it?
I don't think they're getting any more than that.
No. Well, why do they have to give him 30 million? They could just say, they could do a deal with Guéhi now and say,
Correct.
Look, in the summer, you wait, and you could have a little bit more wages-wise, or a lot more wages-wise, and exactly what Sol Campbell did when he went to Arsenal.
Yeah.
He got a lot more wages.
Sol just sat tight.
I think he was on straight away 100 grand a week. A lot of the lads were on 30, 40 a week.
Yeah.
So you get that put in your contract, and that's what Guéhi's now looking at, and his agent will be saying, well, wait a minute.
Well, his agent's got...
Do you want another 150,000 a week by sitting tight for another 4 months?
Correct. The agent has to advise the player to do what's best for him and his family, right?
And that will be stay at Palace.
And leaving a free.
Yes. Of course it would be. But the position you're in.
Yeah, I agree with you. The only other option would be if he thought Liverpool were going to win the title and he fancies a league medal. That'd be the only thing that would come into it. That'd be the only thing that would come into it. But I agree with you, mate. I think Guéhi's, at this moment in time, I look at Liverpool, Guéhi would be more important to them than
Absolutely.
Semenyo, who has been brilliant.
Alongside Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Be a great partnership.
Do you see Liverpool coming back in the title race?
Do you know what? They're capable of winning 5, 6 in a row. There's no doubt about that. That's a big blow from Isak being out. I know he hasn't hit the ground running at Liverpool. He wasn't probably fit when he moved from Newcastle. He missed the pre-season and all that sort of stuff, which is so important, Ali. You know the pre-season.
100%, mate.
You got to
100%.
If you miss that, you're well behind everybody. He got his goal against Spurs, didn't he? And he obviously had a terrible injury now. And look, Salah is going nowhere now.
No chance.
Whether he would have gone anyway, I don't know. But he's not going to be leaving now during the summer, during the transfer window. But Semenyo will be on the cards as well. Bournemouth have lost loads of players, haven't they? They've lost all their back four, really.
It's remarkable how they've
Big money.
handled that, by the way.
They're still they're not having a season
but
they
it's
did
still
last year, but they're still competing.
I think so, mate.
They're still competing.
Tell you what we're going to do, mate. We're going to head up to Merseyside and bring in the Daily Mail's Dom King, who was recently recognised at the gym for his prowess. Prowess, rather, not prowess, prowess. Now, Dom, the first thing, before we discuss that, Dom, I think it's marvellous that you're back joining your friends on the radio. I mean, I saw you and I thought, he's left us. TV's the future for Dom King. But you've not forgot your roots, pal. You're back with us. How are you this morning?
I would never forget my roots. You know what my bread and butter is, Ali. This is it. Monday mornings or Tuesday mornings with you. That's it.
That'll do for us, mate. Listen, we were just having that discussion there. What would be more important for Liverpool right now, Semenyo or Marc Guéhi?
Marc Guéhi for me, but I definitely don't think it'll happen. Well, sorry. Let me caveat it. If anything can happen in football, but if I would be surprised if it happened in January, for the simple reason is Liverpool don't operate on that way. In terms of if there's a player that they could get in 6 months, they wouldn't spend 30 million on him now. I just don't believe it. Mm-hmm. I don't think Marc Guéhi is given any indication that he wants to leave Crystal Palace at the moment. So,
Dom, what about, obviously, it looked a sore one, very sore one at the weekend. Yeah. And I said to the boys yesterday, I kind of did the same thing myself, and I knew it might be a wee break down the bottom of that leg there in the fibula, and that looks to be the case. Nightmare for Isak, nightmare for Liverpool.
It's terrible, Ali, because that moment, the pass from where to the finish from Isak was the £241 million dream from the summer. That's what they'd been hoping for. It was an awful movement, an awful situation. He's had successful surgery yesterday. They're not putting any time frame on his rehabilitation. They're just going to let him get himself back. And I think that is a very, very sensible thing to do, because he's had a torrid start to his time here. He hasn't played well. He struggled for confidence, and the last thing that he needs is to be, to have a deadline when he needs to be back. He's got to get himself right physically to show the best whenever that may be. And can I just say something on Semenyo as well?
Yep.
Listen, I think he's a very, very talented player. He's done very, very well for Bournemouth. But this idea that as soon as someone suffers an injury, that you just go, right, next one off the shelf, we're just going to go and spend £65 million on him. It's an awful sort of thing. He's like, forget about him, we'll go and buy a new one. For me, it doesn't work like that. And I don't think Liverpool will be sort of hurrying along either, because, you've got Salah to come back next in a few weeks. They've still got players there. I don't think the situation, if you've got anything about you, you don't just go out and buy. I think they'll be looking at the landscape and thinking about the summer, but I'm not sure they do knee-jerk Liverpool. I just think back 5 years when all the centre halves got injured, like Joe Gomez and Joel Matip and Virgil van Dijk. They didn't go out and spend huge money on a central defender. They brought a couple of the young lads through, and Nat Phillips and Reece Williams. They brought a couple in on loan. One of them who never played, Ben Davis from Preston. Yeah. So I would just urge caution on this idea that they're just going to go out and start throwing money around willy-nilly.
Dom, just a quick one before I go, after your television experience and vintage performance. What's next for you, mate? Is it a chat show? Movies? What's
Hollywood.
next?
Hollywood, Ali. You're not going anywhere without a face like this, are you?
I wish you all the best, and I know for a fact you'll not forget about us, mate. You have a brilliant Christmas, Dom. Have a wonderful time,
gents,
mate.
Can I just say it's always a pleasure being on with you. I wish you all happy, eat, drink and be merry, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.
Smashing, Dom. You too. Hope you and the family have a wonderful time, pal. Thanks for your time.